Hello and welcome back to the Penno channel. I've been gone a while, but I'm back now, and we're here to discuss the Liverpool game, a match reaction to Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 1. I'm joined here by my bro. Me and my bro have been season tickets for years now, season ticket holders for years. He's decided he wants to come on, speak his mind, and come and join the pod. So yeah, my bro's here. Welcome, Mads. How you doing?
How you doing, Reece? Thanks for having me on.
No worries, bro. No worries. Let's talk about Villa. Doing something here, going live and talking about it. Something we do, together all the time when we go to games. We just talk Villa a lot, as brothers do. We text each other all the time, FaceTime, stuff like that. We thought, we'd bring our thoughts live here on YouTube and, see if you agree, if you disagree. And by doing so, if you could comment your thoughts about the game, other stuff we discuss in this. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to be doing this more often, and share it around to other fans, other Villa fans that you know of who might be interested in the content. So then, bro, let's go to the game first. 1-1 at Anfield. My thoughts, first half, it was an exceptional performance. It was probably one of the best halves we played this season under Unai Emery. Going into that before that, actually, starting lineup, what were your thoughts when you saw the starting lineup?
Yeah, on the starting lineup, I was happy, relieved to see Kamara starting. Yeah. I know Dendunk's done okay in his absence, but I just think when Kamara's in the starting lineup, it just gives you that security. Okay, we're going to be able to break play up. We're going to be able to keep the ball better. So yeah, I was happy with Kamara. Glad to see McGinn start. Was surprised by Digne.
Yeah,
but I think understand why he came in.
Yeah. I think we're all taken aback by that. I watched the game with my bro on the weekend. So when we saw Digne and Cash coming into the lineup, I think we were both a bit surprised. And maybe not so much Cash because Ashley's played a lot of football and he's getting on a bit. But yeah, Digne
was it looked like a lineup from September, didn't it? Really, with Cash and Digne starting. I was just like, okay, different. But Digne played well.
He did. Because this season, since Moreno's come in, I think he's been great. He's had a few poor games, but he really has been our attacking outlet and attacking threat. And, to see a big game, which we needed to get something from, to see Digne starting was a bit like, Emery's really changed this a bit. One thing I did say, though, was I didn't think Buendia would start, and he didn't start.
You called that, didn't you? I remember you were saying you don't think...
I just don't think Buendia's performances have been up to it, to be honest. But yeah, me and my bro know about that because I tell him all the time when I don't think Buendia's on it.
Well, Buendia is catch-22, isn't it? We know he's a good creator. We know that he gets us up the pitch. We know that he can play the pass. But recently, his ball retention's not been as good as it's been earlier. And it's frustrating because we know how good Buendia can be.
Yeah. He's got all the capabilities. We've seen it at Norwich. We saw it in the Prem at Norwich.
Yeah.
With Timo Pukki, he's different source, and we see
he was dominating games.
I know, dominating the ball. That's the thing. When I saw him at Norwich, to compare to now, he was dominating games, and he has done it in spells this season. But I think he's got so much more to offer. That's the record signing. And
that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, record signing. We've got players playing levels above him right now. Players who have been here a while and new signings. So yeah.
The thing with Buendia for me is, if I knew he was rubbish, it would be a lot easier to deal with. But because we know how good he can be, it's just we know if he can get to that level where he's playing the right pass every single time, he's holding the ball up well, which he can do with his body, we know that we could have a top player on our hands and it will help the team.
Yeah, there was no reason for there was a reason for what Arsenal were linked with him. It's a serious player when he's on it. It's just I wish he was more consistent with it. But anyway, we'll go back into the Buendia talk later.
We're getting into Buendia early.
I think Buendia, between me and my bro, is the most controversial player in terms of difference of opinion. I think that's the one player where we differ in opinion on the most. But anyway, yeah. So saw the lineup. Okay, it's Unai. Let's see how we get on. And I thought that first half display was, different level. As I said, it was a different level. Just the way we invited them onto us, we invited them to press, but we weren't afraid to keep the ball in, risky scenarios. areas where we were keeping the ball on the pitch were in our own half, in our own box, even on Martinez's line, just to find space so we could transition on them. We were moving the ball comfortably between Mings, Konza, the back four, and Emi Martinez. And we were creating space. And with McGinn getting on the ball, especially, once he got the turn on whoever it was who was picking him up, whether he was coming into the middle, and same with Jacob Ramsey, if he was coming into the middle or staying out wide, we were just isolating them, and we were isolating the centre-backs. And I thought we really dominated. And, you know, we got the first chance through, well, the main first talking point was through Ollie Watkins getting through and getting a penalty. That's because we drew him onto us, created a 2-on-2 scenario. McGinn's played it first time, and, you know, Watkins has got him in behind Konate, and we've got a penalty from that. But I thought for the first half mainly, that was the big thing for me. We really invited the pressure on from Liverpool and coped with it, and then transitioned on them and created loads of chances from that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with what you're saying. I think the key thing for me was that we showed bravery. I mean, we're at Anfield. That's the most difficult place to go in the league after Man City for me. Yeah. I think it's harder than Newcastle, as good as they've been this season.
I agree, but because Anfield just got that history. What, like 5 seasons or something? They've lost like 3 times or something stupid.
What did Arteta say when you go to Anfield? He didn't know where he was, man. He was looking around. He was just like, "What's going on?"
Oh, less said about him, the better. That's another one we disagree on. But anyway,
so for us to go to Anfield, show bravery, because Liverpool, they were high pressing us.
Yeah,
they were attacking us. It was Gakpo, Salah, Diaz. And I think one of their 2 midfielders was pushing up.
Yes. So even Henderson was finding himself quite high. And Curtis Jones. They were literally trying to press the 5 with Fabinho sitting.
We didn't treat Liverpool any different to what we did to, say, Fulham at home. Martinez makes that first pass to Konza. He'll get it back. He'll pass to Mings. Mings makes the pass to Luiz. Luiz does that no-look pass over the top. McGinn's there. And then suddenly we've just beat 5 of their players. And maybe with a better pass further forward, we're in again. So for me, bravery was the biggest thing. I love to see that we were still attempting build up, and we're not scared anymore. Like Villa before would have been scared, but no, we're showing that we can play football. So
and bro. And for me, it shows the progression of Unai, because when he came in, it was, you know, the 6-2-2 was the main thing throughout the whole 90 minutes. Talk about that later, because I think we did step off a bit second half. But he then said he wanted to improve. Once we were getting results doing that, he said we wanted to improve the way we play at home, and which we've done. We've started to dominate games at home where teams aren't having shots on target. Like, we're just keeping the possession. And okay, we might not be attacking as much, but we're controlling the games for 90 minutes. And now I think because the players know that better and they got used to the system and they know the positioning, we're now starting to show that away from home. And we're starting to play like that away from home. And this is now becoming our style of play, which shows the phases that we've been going through with Unai. Like, with the coaching, the more confident they've got with it, the more we've been able to utilise that style of play. And being good with it at home, I think we're starting to get confidence as like, okay, we can play like this away from home, even at the hardest away grounds in the country.
Yeah.
So that was positive. That was a big positive. And as I said, the first big chance comes from Ollie Watkins winning a penalty for us. Definite penalty, yellow card. Yeah, that's all fine with me. I think there's a double jeopardy rule, so it's not a red. If you concede the pen, whatever, it's a yellow card. And now then Watkins steps up to take a penalty. What's it now? He's missed how many in 9? Is it 5?
I think he's missed, I think you're right. He's took 9 in his career and he's missed 5.
Yeah.
It's not the most convincing stat line,
it's not. And, you know, he was a man full of confidence, but he hasn't scored in the last, 4 or 5 now? He hasn't scored in.
Yeah.
Really,
I think me and you watched the game and we wasn't nervous because we kind of just weren't convinced at all.
Yeah, like the penalty against Everton, it's a good finish, but you don't see strikers put penalties there usually. Nah. Like, I remember he put one high against, was it Southampton? Was it Wolves as well? Was that a high one? Did he lift that?
No,
was it Southampton? Southampton at home in COVID?
Yeah, I think he might.
I think he lifted that one.
The West Ham one, he hit the bar.
West Ham, he lifted and hit the bar. So Watkins like lifting his pens and putting them high into the roof, and this one he didn't. He didn't fancy. He just didn't look confident. Like, I don't know. I don't think Watkins will be on penalties much longer, to be honest.
No. What's funny as well is I looked back at him taking the penalty, and he took deep breaths. He composed himself. He looked like he was, relieving stress.
Mm.
But it's almost like he's trying too hard to pull it in the corner. It's almost too precise.
He overthinks it, doesn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, it seems like when you see a Harry Kane, and I know he missed the one against France, when you see a Harry Kane,
well, that ball's still in the air, isn't it?
Man, that ball's flying about. That's in the stratosphere, that is. But yeah, when you see a Harry Kane, like you see the motion, the steps are correct, deep breath, and he's banging it. We saw it against Villa. All that pressure to get back in the game. Martinez went the wrong way, went nowhere near it. It's just composed. I think Watkins gets in his head too much. Maybe that is, I don't know. I don't know if he practices pens enough. He might do.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the repetition, because I think a good penalty taker, it's the repetition. You know exactly where you're putting that ball. And I think Watkins overthinks it sometimes. And, instead of just trusting his striking ability, he's trying to put it right in the corner. And, it's gone wide of the far post. And he's even sent Alisson the wrong way as well, which was even more gutting. So, yeah.
I think another point that I was thinking about was when Ings was here and they were both on the pitch, Ings was the penalty taker. So clearly Watkins isn't clearly levels above everyone else at Bodymore. And Ings took the penalty against Brentford. Watkins was on the pitch at home.
And Ings had some dodgy pens as well. That Brighton one was a dodgy pen. That Brighton one, that one as clean as I thought it was going to be. Like, that came off Sanchez when he scored that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Who do you think, if you had another penalty taker, who do you think it would be in the squad?
Well, even though I'm left-footed, I'm going to go against left-footers here and say I don't like left-footers taking penalties. I don't know what it is. I just feel it just feels like they're way more easy to read. It's more, their run-up, it's more predictable. I don't know what it is. Like, even speaking as a left-footer myself.
I hear it.
I take out McGinn, I take out Bailey. So I'll go Luis.
Luis. Yeah. I think Luis has the minerals for it.
Yeah.
I think Luis has the minerals for it. I think I'd choose Luis as well. Whether he wants it, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think that's one thing. If we're looking to sign someone in the summer, someone who can take a pen as well.
Al Ghazi. Run it back.
Get Anwar back. Get Anwar back. That's one thing, man. That's 10 goals a season, just pens. Just get Anwar back.
Wouldn't that be perfect, if you could just make a sub for a penalty taker and you just get Anwar back on and then just send him back up?
It's like field goal kickers in NFL, man.
Yeah.
Just bring them on for a play and then that's it. That's their job done.
What was his record? Like 10? Was it 10 in 10?
Yeah, I think he banged 10 in 10, didn't he? How many did he bang that season in COVID? It was about 4 or 5?
About 4 or 5.
Yeah, mad
Never in
stats.
doubt.
Yeah, shame.
He banged one 2 years ago today against Chelsea at home.
Yeah, was that?
In the 2-1.
Yeah,
when fans started coming back in.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
was that the Bertrand goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that miss hit. But
good finish. I'll give him that one. Big up Ghazi as well. He won the cup the other day, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, Ghazi's doing good. Trez banged a hat trick yesterday, didn't he?
Did he?
So he scored some worldie as well. Some mad finish. So yeah,
he's all trying to see if Emery's noticing or something. I don't know what's going on.
Like. Get him back. Trez at the back. Talking about Trez leads nicely onto the goal anyway. Nicely onto the goal.
Yeah.
So again, dominance. We missed the pen. You're thinking, right, Liverpool are going to come on to us now. They're going to start getting the ball and start dictating the game. But they didn't. And Villa continued to press and we got our goal. And I think we deserved the goal we got. Great ball from Douglas Luiz, man. Great ball. Player of the season for me. Player of the season for most. And before this, we're hearing he won. One of bro was saying he's won Players Player already at the awards tonight. And that's thoroughly deserved. But yeah, Dougie puts in a fantastic ball. And, Villa did a tweet the other day showing it's exactly like Trez's against Liverpool or when Trez finds himself at the back post. And young Jacob, the Graduate of the Year award for the Premier League, fully deserved, won that today, sticks it in the bottom corner of his left foot, weak foot, sticks it in the bottom corner and does the maddest celebration I've seen him do. That's the most emotion I think he's seen him score from a goal. That celebration was just mad. I don't know what the reasons behind that.
I know. I was thinking maybe they were giving him some stick before whatever. I'm not sure, but yeah, he looked very passionate with that celebration.
Yeah, I've never seen him go that mad. Even when he scored like the Man U 3-1, he went mad, but he ain't gone like that. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if they were giving insane.
He's learning from Aaron, isn't he? Winding up the Norwich fans. He thought,
Aaron,
you know
Aaron
what?
Norwich fans.
It's just like, you know what? I haven't been doing that enough in my career, man. Let me start.
Maybe it was for Stevie, you know what I mean? Maybe it was for Stevie. Yeah. Even though Stevie rated Ramsey big time, didn't he?
He did, to be fair, yeah.
But
going back to the goal, what I loved about that goal and what I thought was quite poetic was Liverpool's right back is synonymous for that goal. Yeah. Standing in the right half space, cross to the back post, finish. Yeah. And Douglas, Trent would have been proud of that cross from Douglas. Yeah. I mean, I think it came from Bailey had the ball. He attempted the cross. I think he got blocked. And it came to Dougie. Ramsey's timed his run perfectly. And it's a good finish.
It's a great finish. Tight angle, and he's kept it low under Alisson. It's a really good finish.
And this... Sorry, carry on, bro.
No, I was just going to say, I think that was one of our tactics to overload their right-hand side. Because, you know, Trent's a quality player, of course, but, you know, Trent gets questioned about his defending and positioning. But now he's playing inverted right back into the centre midfield. You can overload that right-hand side if they don't push across. And I think that's what we did. We overloaded their right-hand side. Was it Mings, Ramsey, and another player was just in front, and the centre-back, wasn't it?
I think it was Watkins.
Yeah, it was Watkins. So we had 3 at the back. Overload. There was only 1 player there from the Liverpool side, so we overloaded their right-hand side in the box, and all it required was someone to attack it, and Ramsey's just full power, gone for it, and it's a lovely finish. And it's thoroughly deserved, man. We thoroughly deserve that to go in 1-0 up.
I agree. And I think just to touch on the goal, just one last thing. Ramsey, his finishing and his ability to just know what finish to use is so underrated, I think. Like, if you look at some of his goals,
mad, isn't it?
I think it's an underrated trait in what he brings to the game. Like, I know some fans think he's a bit inconsistent, which I don't disagree with. I think he has been quite inconsistent at times. But
he's 21, bro. That's the mad thing.
He's 21. I mean,
that's a 21-year-old.
Just thinking back to his goal, Arsenal away.
I was going to say top three Ramsey finishes, guy.
Top 3 Ramsey finishes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll go Norwich away.
Yeah, he's banged that. After that run, he's banged it. Yeah.
Arsenal away.
Yeah, the curler. Yeah.
And I'll go Leeds at home, the second.
Where he's put it roof.
Yeah. Is that the second or the first?
I think that's the second. Was the first one low, wasn't it?
The first one was the left foot. That's another thing as well. He can use both
left foot as well.
Left foot across. I think maybe that was the. I can't remember.
He's got West Ham away.
Finish.
United at home.
Finish.
United at home twice, actually.
Yeah, you're on about the recent one, aren't you? Where he put it top?
The recent one where he side foots it top. But he's got the 2-2. Wasn't that left foot as well?
Yeah.
He's got some mad finishing in the locker, man.
He ain't got a strong foot, man.
I know, he's just so... And one thing that I hope he improves on his game with, I hope he uses his left foot more in transition, in progression. Because he's got the ability, he's got the technique in his left foot. He's got quality in his left foot. Yeah. If he can be a double edge in progression and move the ball with both feet, he's a serious problem. He already is one, but he goes to another level if he can do that.
Just touching on Ramsey just quickly as well. I know we're kind of getting off, but do you think he's like in the best position to get his full attributes to use, or do you not really?
It's a difficult one for me because within Emery's system, I think he's been utilised the best in an Emery system. Whether that's his best position is a different question. I'm not too sure about that. He could be a progressive 8 in a 4-3-3. Which I can see, you know, even in the inside left or inside right. I think he could be good in the inside right channel as well, or like, you know, an 8 on the right side of a 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like his best position for us right now is in that left midfield, left centre mid channel.
Yeah,
that we play in the 4-4-2, because of Moreno when he does play, because his ability to bomb form, and that's how we set up. I think Ramsey coming inside allows him to progress the ball inside and leave the space for Moreno to occupy. But yeah, I don't know. I think he could be just as good as an 8.
Okay. But it's interesting what you're saying about Moreno, because them two have quite good link-up play, don't they?
Yeah. Especially the Newcastle game, it was good.
Yeah.
Really, it's high level. It's high. He's had a few home games this season where their link-up's been high level.
I think Bournemouth as well, they were showing good link-up play.
Yeah. Was it Bournemouth? It was Bournemouth, wasn't it? I thought it was Arsenal, but was it Bournemouth?
Like, I think one time Ramsey received, he's let it roll across his body like Wilshere used to do, and he's played it in back, and then we're in. It's crazy. It's just understanding. I think it was developed quickly as well.
It was in the space of like a month, literally no time at all. And Moreno's been an integral signing. I think he's been a massive.
I'm gutted he's out Sunday.
I know. Yeah. We'll get onto that. But yeah, so first half, no complaints. Can you remember many more chances? Trying to think. More recently.
Chances wise.
The free kick. Austin McPhee getting his money.
Oh yeah.
Austin McPhee has been underrated. People have been on his case, but Austin McPhee underrated.
I've got to speak about Austin McPhee, bro. I've got to say something. I think because he started off maybe slow, it's almost like that perception of him. He hasn't been able to remove it. Like, you know how to talk about like first impressions are key and stuff.
Well, I think his first few games,
I agree. I agree, bro. But it's almost like way too harshly. And then when you take into account the fact Gerrard, it's now been reported since he's left, wasn't giving him instructions. He wasn't using him to his full capacity. He was kind of like shoehorning him to the side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel McPhee, man. I like Austin McPhee. I think
Austin McPhee's revolutionised set pieces. You think of the goals, the Brentford goal home. You think of Ming scored a header the other day. We've had chance. Bailey was the Bailey one City. Was that a goal from? Was that set piece when it comes across? Might not have been. I think that's one. It might be City United. It's one of them a set piece. You got the one. There's been a few. Even with the near post routines, I've started seeing other teams do that now. But we were the first to do it, where a man stands on the edge of the 18 and you play it short, and then you invite them out, and you can pick a pass from there, or that man can turn on a sixpence on the ball on the edge, and then. I think
the one that stands out to me the most was Brentford at home, Danks' game, where the first goal comes from Bailey, where we've passed it short, we've laid it off, and it's just we've put ourselves in a position to score like a high quality chance.
Yeah.
And that's what you can ask for from a set piece. Make sure you get a shot off in a good location.
Yeah. We've had a few mad chances. Buendia scored against Bournemouth on the line. Means flick on. Like
one disallowed as well, didn't we? Before that.
Was that same game?
Against Bournemouth.
I
remember we got one.
Was it Konza?
Yeah,
yeah, we did. Yeah, man. So Austin McPhee, underrated. I'm saying
going back to that chance.
Overlooking him, but go on.
Going back to that chance, I think what's meant to happen is, firstly, I find it hilarious that no one on Liverpool's team decided to just see Ramsey.
How far did Ramsey sprint before everyone clocked? But when I saw that again, I didn't really.
Well, I thought someone ran on the pitch. I was just like, who's this?
Bro, Ramsey was bombing it, and I think it's Trent and Salah just look at each other and then they just don't react. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it is. No one from Liverpool reacted for that. I don't know.
No. And I think what I noticed especially is why Alisson is a world-class keeper, because before the pass is made, he's not even looking.
Yeah.
And he suddenly turns and he comes rushing out. I think if he doesn't come rushing out initially, Ramsey either shoots, maybe gets a better shot off.
Yeah.
Or, because obviously Alisson's closed down the distance. Or what I think was meant to happen is Watkins gets the pass in for a tapping. Because if you look at Watkins' initial position, he's in an offside position to start off with. So he's already in the box.
Yeah.
Then I think what McPhee's trying to tell them is you can't be offside from a back pass.
Yeah.
A pass behind. So,
yeah, because McGinn and Watkins are on it, aren't they? They're literally ready for the cut. As you said, Alisson positioning. I think I've watched the Ben Foster, his podcast, and he's talking about Alisson's positioning and how I think Leeds conceded a goal similar against West Ham. Was it where they've put it across? And he scored near post. It's a similar finish. I can't remember. Was it Declan Rice goal? It might be the Declan Rice goal at the back post, the first one. But on his left foot. But he was saying the goalkeeper's positioning was just totally shocking because it wasn't a Meslier goal. It was the other guy, wasn't it? for Leeds. And he said
Robles.
Robles, and he said his positioning was just way off. But Alisson just closes the angle ridiculously. Closes the angle, makes himself big, and makes it very hard for Ramsey to square it, let alone get a shot off, which he did. I did think he made the wrong decision. I understand kind of why, because Alisson put so much pressure on, and he's a ridiculous goalkeeper.
But that really would have been interesting if we would have gone 2-0 up, I think.
Does that change the dynamics of the game, do you reckon? Big time?
Well, what time was that chance? That's what I was struggling to remember. What time was that round?
I think there's maybe about 5 minutes before, maybe 5:10. I can't remember. Yeah, we've done this. But you just don't know Liverpool Anfield, innit? Like, we've seen the second in the league. Arsenal just capitulate being 2-0 up and dominate the first half. So, sometimes you don't expect much because they're just a ridiculous side at home. But yeah, going in at 1-0 half time, fully deserved. I think we allowed 0 shots on target from Liverpool. More chances, more possession. Should have been 2-0 up. But one controversial thing from the game, was it a red card? Mings.
Well, me and you had slight disagreements on this, isn't it?
We did at the time, yeah. We did.
Yeah,
I said it wasn't, and you thought it was.
Yeah, I took probably the more unpopular Villa answer in saying I do think the way I framed it was, if that would have happened to Mings and Gakpo, I would have been like, what are we doing? Like, how's he been stamped?
Yeah,
and kicked in the chest and not got sent off.
I think my point is I've seen worse this season go unpunished. You've seen the Haaland kick on Joachim Andersen. You've seen the Jota kick on Oliver Skip. They've gone unpunished. So if we're going to be consistent, it's not a red. But I think if I take into account that he was 1-on-1 as well, if it didn't happen, because he was through on goal. I don't think Mings has done it on purpose at all. I think Mings has gone to play the ball. He's trying to put his foot down. Some may disagree, but that's my opinion.
He's got the ball as well, hasn't he?
But yeah, he's won. So you remember the challenge on Saka last year?
From Mings?
Where he won the ball, Mings. Where he won the ball and he still got a booking because the follow through, but he'd won the ball like a millisecond before it or a millisecond a bit more. Like he couldn't stop himself because he's playing the ball, he couldn't see him.
Yeah.
I do think it's a similar scenario where Mings has played the ball, but he's gone through onto Gakpo's chest now. It's Gakpo's chest, and it's a high foot, isn't it?
It just feels like dangerous play.
Yeah, and plus he's through on goal if it doesn't happen. Yeah. So
Gakpo took it well, to be fair.
He did, and we've seen the mark since, and it does look bad. But yeah, it's one of those. It's borderline. If going on consistency, what I don't like is when refs go on Sky Sports saying it's a definite red, and then other decisions that are just as bad, if not worse.
Who's that? Dermot Gallagher.
Mr. Gallagher.
My man from Aston Powers.
Rubbish, chatting foolishly. Just, less said about that, the better. But yeah, up in the air, that one for me. But if it was given a red, I could see the reasons why. Yeah. End of the first half, and then second half.
And sorry, touching on Mings quickly, he had a great first half as well. I thought.
He's excellent.
I think he was winning most of his duels. His positioning was solid. Him and Konza both. So yeah.
I think we agreed Mings was man of the match in the end. All in all, especially the second half when the onslaught came.
Muay Thai kick aside, he was.
Muay Thai kick to your face. But so we go second half. Now we wanted us to just continue playing how we were playing. Because with Liverpool, they don't really change it up too much, do they? The one side, you can identify how they're going to play throughout the game. It's just their intensity, it doesn't really drop off or it just increases, but they play a similar style of football. And, we reverted to type and we reverted to a defensive system. Albeit, I think the substitution Moreno was going to change that. But he wasn't on the pitch long enough. He was on the pitch for like 5 minutes before he got injured. Yeah. But we went into a defensive structure, went a bit into our shelves instead of continuing to take the game to them, and Liverpool were just on top that second half. We had one opportunity from McGinn, really, which Alisson made a nice save from, which was a great move. It was a really good move. But apart from that, I think we just went rigid, 4-4-2, 2-2, 6-2-2. when the ball goes out wide, and can we just stop them from scoring? And we did from the majority of that second half. Again, another contentious one, the Liverpool goal. To be honest, I'd be gutted if that was disallowed for us. that sounds mad to me. Saying Cons has not tried to play the ball. I think he kind of has.
Yeah.
That rule's a strange one. That rule is a strange one.
I mean, I think I said to you after that goal got disallowed, I was just like, I'm not complaining about the refs anymore this game, because first half we were kind of like, what's this ref doing? Like, what's going on? But
the only madness was Fabinho should have been off. He made about 7 tackles that were.
I mean, yeah, that was ridiculous.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So what was the reasoning for their offside? Because I'm still not sure.
So it's because they said they checked it for offside initially, but there was a handball in the build-up as well. I don't know if that's true. I can't remember that, but that's what I heard. But just on the offside in general, it's because Cons has not made an attempt to play the ball. They're saying it's just hit him off his head. So therefore, it's offside off the second phase when it goes to Van Dijk. Whereas if he'd made an attempt to play it and then it's gone to Van Dijk, it wouldn't have been offside.
Right.
So it's a strange one, because how can you justify someone's gone to play it, gone not to play it? If it just hits the defender, it should be on. It's a new phase off that.
So they've almost like predetermined what Cons' intentions are.
Well, to play the ball, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think
But then they said there was a possible handball in it as well, but that was just the first thing they checked, and they gave the decision on that. So
I was happy. I was happy to see.
Well, we were over the moon. You remember how mad we were going? Because we thought that was it, man. We thought, the early equaliser. Was it the first 15, 20?
It was 56.
56. So it's only 10, 11 minutes. Yeah, man. We were thinking this is going to be mental. But yeah, that's another contentious decision, which I think Liverpool got very unlucky with. But yeah, throughout that half, we defended brilliantly. Konza and Mings again. It was a shame we stopped playing our phases and stopped playing our passing and inviting them onto our press. We were just going long more. Martinez's distribution was good in parts, but he was losing it in other areas. And then the substitutions. Now, the initial change was Digne Moreno the initial change.
So the first change was on the 53rd minute. There was 2 changes.
Yeah.
It was Moreno on for Digne, who picked up an injury.
Yeah.
And it was Bailey off, who had that injury before half-time where he landed on his back. And let's be honest, I like Bailey, but his performance levels did drop after that incident.
He's just off the Buendia. Well, he's in the same camp as Buendia, consistency, and Bailey's he's a soft touch at times, and he was starting to do that thing where he dribbles past someone, thinks he's being body checked and goes down, and the ref just ignores it and plays on.
No. And then Cash is suddenly facing like a 2-against-1, and it's just
against Luis Diaz, who tore him apart a lot in that game.
And Robertson,
So
yeah, I think the Bailey substitution was the right substitution. Whether the person that came on,
we felt it was a bit defensive, didn't we? We did feel it was a bit defensive.
Yeah. I think when you've got Buendia or maybe even Duran as an option, and after seeing how well we played in the first half in terms of our build-up, in terms of the spaces we were occupying, in terms of the correct passing decisions we were making, seeing Young come on, it did feel a bit deflating almost.
It felt like we're sitting on this 1-0 for sure now, didn't it?
Yeah, especially in the 53rd minute. What's that? 8 minutes after the second half kicks off.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think Moreno coming on, I think he did show one instance where he did carry the ball further forward.
Yeah.
And
I think it was a nice bit of play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good.
And he lost it. I think he lost it when out for a throw in.
Yeah, but the intent was there, and I thought, okay, I can kind of see our out ball here. I can kind of see how we're going to get over the pitch. Yeah. Because before that, from the second half kicking off to 53rd, we were being pinned back.
Pinned. 18-yard box pinned.
Yeah, and I think I looked at you. I was just like, okay, here we go. We're gonna have we have to sort this up, bro. We're gonna have to.
The nerves are slightly kicking in. You're just half watching. Yo, this is coming.
Yeah. So I think Emery can feel a bit hard done by Moreno pulling his hamstring. Yeah, I think that was unexpected.
Because I think our intention was soak it up for 10-15, then we'll hit them back. Once Trent's stopped clocking how far forward he's going, well, he's not clocking how far forward he's going. We'll bring on Moreno and we're just going to exploit that space in behind.
Yeah. And the space was there.
It was open. There's the number of times we had the transition on, and we just didn't make the correct decision was 5 or 6 times, where the right pass and we were through on goal.
And I think I was saying to you, because we were sitting off. This is more of a reflection on the second half than just those first 8 minutes. But because we were sitting off a bit, I feel like the players in the first half that were like making the correct passes, Kamara, Louise, McGinn, as they'd had such a lack of time on the ball in the second half, even their passes kind of became a bit sloppy, and it was almost like if that one more pass was key, like we're in, we can break. So frustrating, but
it was frustrating. But when Moreno gets injured like that, you're like, okay, this is a bit leave it, because
it kind of turned
initially we saw McGinn at left back, and we were like, yo.
That was brief, wasn't it? I was just like, what?
Oh, Emery, this is mad.
I think as well, when Buendia was coming on, the commentator said Dendoncker, and I turned to him and was just like, nah, that can't be right. He's got to be. And that's when I was like, okay.
Edit. Well, yeah, eventually Ashley Young went left back, Cashman right back, and then Buendia change.
Bailey's position, didn't he?
Yeah. Was it Buendia for Bailey and then Duran for Watkins?
No. So Buendia came on for Moreno when he got injured.
That was it. Buendia came on for Moreno. He went to Bailey's position. Bailey.
Young went to left back, and then Cash went to right back.
And then it was, Buendia, Watkins, and then the same midfield 4. And then Dendoncker came on for Dougie, didn't he?
Yeah, that was another double substituting later on in like the 87th minute.
And Duran for Watkins.
So Duran, obviously.
I really think that Moreno part of it was the bit where we just lost the impetus then, really, because I thought that was the whole tactic, and bring Moreno on and then we go again. But you're not going to do that with Ashley Young, really. He hasn't really got the legs for that. And we felt it, and the pressure was coming. And I was on a podcast the other day, and I said 1-1 Villa, Liverpool, and Bobby Firmino is going to come on with 10 minutes to go and score an equaliser. And what happened? Bobby Firmino comes on and scores the equaliser.
He did that stupid karate kick celebration.
I like Bobby Firmino, man. I like him, man. He's been a player.
I've seen some Villa fans saying they wouldn't mind him. I thought was it.
Would you take him?
I think if I thought about it, I don't think I'd be mad at it, to be honest.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I would not be mad at it.
How old is he?
32, isn't he, Bobby Firmino?
32, yeah. On a free.
It's just the injuries, isn't it? He gets recurring injuries now, but you can't deny the qualities there. I think it's not a Coutinho scenario where, he still performs when he plays. Firmino. Yeah, I'd take that.
But I think their goal was deserved. I mean, the pressure that they'd been applying beforehand.
It's intense.
Yeah, even between their disallowed goal and just they'd pinned us back. They were circulating the ball well. They were trying to hurt us, and I think it was. I know it was the 89th minute and it's got him, but I don't think we can be.
He was coming. We were so compact, and we were doing really well to negate the space, blocking shots. It was a reminiscent of an old Villa performance in that sense, back in like the Smith era, where it just comes to blocking shots in the 18 or the 6-yard box. But when you keep doing that, at some point you're going to be penetrated. And it's a great ball from Salah, and Firmino's on his toes, and he's got in between Mings and he's put it in past Martinez, and 1-1. And I think they deserve that equaliser, to be honest. And then from there, let's talk about this then. The extra time in the game.
Oh no! So apparently, without telling anyone, they were making it World Cup rules.
Just no one knew.
So we saw 10 minutes.
World Cup for the last 2 games, for every game. Even though
why not? Why not? Let's not tell anyone and let's just throw it in, because why not?
Oh,
let's just.
The first half 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But the second half 10.
Oh no!
Now I know we had a few injuries. We had Digne, Moreno. Someone else went down for a slight bit, didn't they?
And Digne got booked for time wasting, didn't he?
Yeah, he got booked for time wasting. I saw some man counting the amount of seconds Emi Martinez was holding the ball after the booking, which I thought was a bit mad. I don't see.
That's definitely not sad at all, is it?
Yeah. That that's what every man does. But extra time, when you've seen 10 minutes, you just think we're losing this game. You think, they're just going to have an onslaught. which they did, but we held strong and we were aggressive in our defence. And when you've got a keeper like Emi Martinez to come claim the ball, who's good commanding in his area and likes to come collect the ball from crosses, you know, against a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold who can put them in such dangerous areas. It's good that you've got a keeper like that, because he came and collected some crosses, some were overhit. And as the minutes kind of trickled on, you were kind of like, okay, actually, we're going to hold out on it here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what you touched upon is correct. Like, it's such a relief when you have a keeper who can just come and claim. And like, it's almost like as soon as you see him going for it, you know, it's about to end up in his hands. You know, you can breathe a little bit and relax, and you can, you know, regain our shape, maybe push up a little bit more. So yeah, I agree. Martinez did help us a lot in those final 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And in the end, fair result for me. You think fair result?
Yeah, I mean, me and you were buzzing, weren't we? After that second half, we were
over the moon, because we thought it was going to get bad. It could have been 2-3.
Yeah, especially after the Spurs result early on in the day, we knew they'd lost already. So we knew a point had put it into our hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just do want to touch on the second half. I mean, I think Emery has had so much success in the past doing what he does. I think he knows what he wants from his football side. He knows what he wants to get a result. So I think the 6-2-2, even though I don't fully agree with it being that early, I think maybe 65th, 70th minute, I would have liked to see us continue to play football, because like I said, I thought that was some of the best football we've played since.
It was for sure. That was some of the best football away at Anfield, and you dominate the game for first half.
So I think it's something us Villa fans probably just have to get used to in the future. I don't think that will really be a one-off, but I do think there'll be some games where we have success, like we saw at Chelsea, where we sat back and then McGinn scored. Brighton, yeah. I do think, however, there'll be other games where we'll sit back against maybe a lesser side and we will concede and fans might be frustrated. So I think it's just it's catch-22, isn't it?
I agree. Maybe the intention was, as I say, we sit, invite, make them get too comfortable, and then hit them with the substitution in transition. I do think that's what the tactic was. I think it was, you invite Liverpool on, maybe not in the style of passing, so they get more comfortable coming forward, push out, and then we catch them over the top.
Yeah.
And the Moreno injury kind of killed that.
Which we know Moreno can do when he's...
Exactly. We've seen him do that. The amount of times we've seen him as a high position player when we create that overload on the left.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And a lot of the times he has to create from being faced with maybe one or two players. I mean, against Liverpool, he had acres. He would have had
so much space.
Yeah.
Especially how Trent plays now, he would have had so much space in that channel.
There was one more chance in the second half. I think you'd left the room, hadn't you? I think with the chance. Yeah, but what I think happened was Duran, who I love, I love Duran so much. I think he's so class for his age and some of the things that he does already. I think it's so good. Yeah. So he was intelligent enough. He pressed Kanate, who already was on a booking and was quite nervous from the Watkins challenge. He forced Kanate to play the pass into Trent, which Trent didn't want on the touchline. And now we had, I think it was 3 players suffocating Trent by his own corner flag, forced him to play a pass across goal, was way too overhit. I think it landed to McGinn, dropped to Buendia, and I think Buendia just made the wrong decision at that time.
So, all I hear up on the kitchen, and all I hear is Buendia, man.
Buendia, I love you, man, but come on. Duran's worked all that. He's up there on his own. He's just he's pressing like a maniac. You gotta do better, man. But
he has. And that's the inconsistencies with Buendia. It's just sometimes he does delay the pass. Sometimes it works when he hangs onto the ball, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And he just needs to get his decision making more consistent in that. I think it's been a lot less consistent recently.
Yeah.
But
I love Buendia, but like we're in season 3 now, and you kind of don't know what to expect from him going into a game. Like that's not really a positive thing that you
when you see him players like Odegaard go for the same price. Similar positions, Yeah,
and I think that was the first time he'd been dropped under Emery.
Yeah, because he's been a mainstay under Emery.
Yeah, I think he'd started every game, bro.
Yeah.
Apart from one
he
way
does like Emery likes Bailey and Buendia. He does like him a lot. He's only really played Traore when it's needed, even though I don't think Traore is the best player we have.
No, I think me and you both agree Traore will probably moved on in summer.
I think we're done with Traore this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, man of the match for you.
I think we both did say Mings, really, in terms of winning his duels, his positioning, his leadership,
even his
on the ball decision making. Yeah, really, really impressive.
Really good.
I think
we did have one little hiccup in the first half. There was a little opportunity, but we shut the space down quickly. I think there
was that the Salah from the foreign?
Yeah.
You kind of got Salah's that intelligent. You can do anyone there.
That's Salah, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd like to see Mings probably not get too tight to him there and just probably do better. But I thought McGinn had a great first half. I thought he was using his body correctly. He was playing passes. I thought Watkins, I think he can have a good first half and miss a penalty, as mad as that sounds. Like, I think outside he helped us get up the pitch. He was doing what he does best: outlet play, holding the ball up, drawing players out wide, and then taking them on. I thought his combination play was solid. Yeah, so I thought Watkins had a good game.
Jacob Ramsey as well, I thought was very good first half. As well as getting the goal, his progression with the ball, playing nice 1-2s, freeing up space as well. Really good. Really good. Right. So man of match, same Mings for me.
Mings. Shout out to Luca Dean because I have been very critical of him this season.
I think we both have, bro.
Yeah, I think
Dean's one of the names we see it sometimes throughout this season, especially under Gerrard, especially.
Yeah. We did question the signing a bit, didn't we? Like, was he the upgrade that we needed? But he won most of his duels. His positioning was good, and his passing was good. Shame he got injured. To be fair, because I was actually.
What's the latest on Digne? You know anything this weekend?
I don't think there is like a latest update on him yet, but I'm hoping he's okay because obviously he's going to slot in for Moreno, isn't he? So it's good that he had a little bit of a good confidence game because that's going to help us for the Brighton game.
For sure, especially with the Moreno injury now.
Yeah,
so it's a big one. Yeah, just going to go into the chat here. There's a few comments. There's one from Amir, good guy, man, Liverpool fan. He goes, big up Penno, big up guys, Liverpool fan here. Next season, Unai Emery and Aston Villa will definitely cook. I hope so. Amir, I hope so. Question for you guys: do you think City is ruining football? Bro, do you want to go on that first?
That's quite a really interesting question, isn't it? Really, it's quite in depth. I don't know. What do you think about that?
It's hard. Based on the charges and the amount of charges they've received, if they're found guilty, then they have been ruining football.
Yeah.
If they're found innocent, then I can't really say they're ruining football because there's a number of teams that have spent the same amount of money as City, especially over the last 5-6 years. They've just created the infrastructure and got the best manager in the world, which other teams had the opportunity to do. So when you do that and then you're recouping money through selling players at the right time and making intelligent signings with the best manager in the world, it is what it is. I think if Man United were doing it and they were doing the same thing, they wouldn't be called ruining football. It's just because it's here.
I think I did see an interesting graph the other day. Let me get it up because I thought it was from 2016 net spend, United 902 million, City 667 million, and City have won 5 Premier Leagues in that time. And United now. I think the question really is Pep ruining football?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's more the question. I don't think it's
I think I'm of the opinion that City fall off massively as soon as Pep leaves. I think he's genuinely the orchestrator. He's genuinely the one that's putting up these crazy point scores. He's set the level so high now, it's almost ridiculous. Like Arsenal had such a great season, and yet they still managed not to win the league.
I think when did Pep go? Was Pep 2007 Barca 07?
Yeah, 07.
I think he's lost he hasn't won 3 league titles since. I think there's only been 3 seasons he hasn't won the title.
He's a joke. He's a genius one, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
Bro. I know people have their opinions on Pep, but I personally have him as one of the best of all time, if not the best. I know that's controversial, but I just think he's found a way to dominate games, rarely concede chances, and just put his players in the best positions to always score. So
yeah, I agree. It's more Pep than City, but if City are found guilty, then yeah.
The charges are ridiculous. Like if they are found guilty, then I agree that would be the board of ruining football.
Yeah,
like you've committed fraud. Like it's deeper than FFP. It's genuine fraud, isn't it? That they're being alleged against them. So
and it's serious charges. He's stripping titles charges.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting question, though.
Yeah, good question. Another one from Amir. Who's your ideal sporting director to come to Aston Villa? So I've spoke to Amir about this before about Almani. It's Almani, in it.
Man, like Jim Royal.
Bro, he was gassed. I was gassed because he was, Barca, DOF. We all know what happened there.
He got the ick, didn't he? He
did. He got the ick, or it was he wanted Jordi out. It's one of the two. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest.
Definitely some Game of Thrones types business going on there in terms of
that's some little finger and series kind of work that is.
I don't know how long they were concocting that one up, but
trust me.
I don't like that my team was the pawn involved in it.
Bro, I was saying this ESR last year, and now this.
I know, man.
Villa, let's stop, man. Let's stop being the pawn in these situations. Let's stop it. But yeah, sporting directors then. I don't really know too many. I've seen Cordone linked as well. I don't think that's going to happen. I think someone else is after him.
Yeah, Olympiacos, aren't they?
That's it, yeah, Olympiacos, yeah. You got any in mind? Or you think it's just Bibi Langer and Perslow?
It's interesting, yeah. I think I can't really think of any off the top of my head that I'm going, yes, we must have him. I'd have to sit and think about it more. I think I'd have to do research and look. But I'm one of them people that kind of think Lange is a tiny bit underrated. I don't really have that much anger towards him.
Yeah.
But I think maybe he was shoehorned again during the Gerrard Perslow era, and he might not have been able to have everything that he wanted his own way. I mean, he set up a data site at Aston Villa with computer scientists and stuff that are trying to, do our transfers the right way. I think Kamara was a year-long project.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Lange.
He's a bit, boxing when the whole Ismail Assar scenario happens. That just shows there's.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, I'm not too bothered about Lang. I think Lang has done some good work. I think Thingy before did some good work as well. What's his name? Who got better after? Who's the Spanish guy we had before?
Man, like Suso.
Suso, yeah.
I don't know about him,
There's good sometimes, maybe shit with Suso. But yeah, another one, CFC OG, so getting fans from other clubs in here, which is great. Big up, bro. You mans deserve the win over Liverpool still. Sorry, Amir. Yeah, I don't know. I thought 1-1 was a fair result. I was happy.
But I'll take it. If he says we deserve the win, I'll take that. I'll take that too.
So then, yeah, we'll have to look into it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, bro. So, going on then. What should we cover? There's a few things. Firstly, the awards are tonight.
Do we know who's won?
No, I don't know who's won player of the season yet, or
it would have been on fans player. That was the last one to
fans player. I think going across socials and other opinions, I think Dougie could win both. I think Dougie, well, not a young player, but players player and supporters player. I think Dougie's a favourite. You've got Mings in there. I think Watkins in there. Bubba just had too many injuries, so I'm not so sure. I think they're the three, really. I mean, they all have valid claims, but I think Douglas Luiz has been a level above all of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I think not only is he contributing with goals and assists, like his general performance midfield play has been just exceptional, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, he controls the game for us. He's our conductor in the middle.
Exactly. And me and you both love Luiz. We've always recognised him as a player that maybe wasn't put in the best scenarios to flourish, but had the talent.
We're in the upper hole. He's not a DM for seasons. He's not a DM.
when
Put
you're
him
going
in
to
the
get
8.
someone to play next to him, man.
Put him in the 8.
But yeah, I think he's just been a joy to watch, and I'm just so glad that he did not go to Arsenal when that looked like it was going to happen.
Yeah,
I think
because I was of the opinion at the time of if he's not, because we didn't know he was going to get a new deal. We didn't. So if this is our only opportunity to recoup money, I don't want to lose him. But if he's going on a free and he ain't going to sign nothing, we get the money. And I think this is where a lot of Villa fans get lost in. Some Villa fans saying they wanted to sell him. No, I think they wanted to get money for him because they thought he was going in the summer anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah,
he wasn't going to sign a new deal.
It was a bit more nuanced, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a bit more context to it. But he did. He stayed and he signed a new deal in Jan, which was the best news ever. The best news ever. Do you think he's got a release clause, on his opinion?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't actually thought about that, to be honest. I hope not. What about you?
We've been together at times when we thought Man City were going to do the buyback, you know.
Yeah.
I remember going for
was on Instagram saying, "Congratulations, Douglas, you worked all these years," and we're like, "No, man, don't post that."
Well, yeah. I hope not, man. I hope not. He's serious.
I mean, when you listen to his comments, it does seem. I know you can't really trust what players say, but it does seem a bit genuine. Yeah. I mean, he was talking about, "I love Villa Park. I want to play in Europe here," and we have the chance to do so with a win on Sunday. So yeah, hopefully there was another release.
Yeah. Close. Talking about so Young Player Award. Who do you think that is?
Jacob Ramsey. Yeah,
it's Jacob Ramsey again, isn't it?
I mean, what's the criteria?
Is that back to backs?
Might be, yeah. What is the criteria? Is it under 21, under 23?
I think it could be 23. I think the Prem one's 24, which is nuts. Well, you have to be 23 starting the season, but it's your 24th birthday. But yeah, I think he's assumed for that. I think we ain't got really many young players, have we, who consistently start? I suppose Bubba's what? 22?
23, ain't he?
Yeah, so if he'd have been stiff competition if he was able to be in that category. But yeah, good, great. And on to Europe then and the weekend. Firstly, I want to get your opinion on this. Is going into Europe this season too early for Villa?
No. I mean, I can understand why people may say that, but for me, if you look at our project, we're now into season 4. I try to look at it outside of Emery just joining, because I think it ignores too much context. Just saying, but from November we're early. No, I think you have to judge it from 2019, what the initial 5-year plan was, and the amount of money we spent. I mean, I looked at it the other day. We're 8th net spend since 2018. Like, we've put a lot of money and time into this squad and into what we're doing. A lot of signings, maybe me and you have said aren't the right ones. Some gems as well. So no, I don't think Europe's too early, and especially with conference as well. I think it will help our squad rotation, man. A lot of players that may leave on loan might stay and get opportunities they might not have had before. So
agree.
Man. You sure? I saw Villa next to Juventus earlier. It's like, come on, man. Like,
thinking I've been Hamburg away, and that's time ago.
Yeah, man. That's we could play Juventus. What's going on?
I was a different man then. I wasn't even a man. I was a child, teenager.
Yeah. So Athletic Bilbao might be in it. I mean, it's not the worst.
Rapid Vienna.
Oh my God! Don't even mention them, man. I saw that they're in there as well.
2 years in a row.
You know what? We'd do them. You know, if we
we'd
batter them. They ain't got Yelovich anymore, but it's okay.
I'm sick of that green army in the top of the dog.
What even would the banner be this time? Your nightmare returns times 2. Like, is that how they're going to run it? Like,
nah. Yeah, we have to get Europe, and not we have to get Europe, but I mean, as in, I want us to get Europe, and I think it's great for the club. I think
the season deserves it as well.
Yeah, it does. We want this season recognised, first year back into Europe, because the performance deserve it. Average points under Unai Emery is 1.92. It puts you on 72 points. That means we'd be above United and Newcastle. So, you know what I mean? Deserves it.
I'll be cheering for Fiorentina because I'd love for Villa, if we do make it, to be the first English club. Everyone.
Not only would it be West Ham, it'd be a team that plays in claret and blue. So West Ham and Villa get mixed up with journalists at the best of times from across Europe and around the world, just because of the colour of their kit. So yeah.
And I don't want to hear any interviews of Danny Ings saying, "This is why I moved to West Ham to win trophies." Like, less of that. I don't want him to get that opportunity.
Interview 3 mil extra. I think, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
nice little.
Bro.
Yeah. I am glad they stayed up. Actually, that would be nice to get that 3 million.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, European football. Definitely. You can never be too soon. Opportunists, you never get this chance again. Even though you hope so in the future, you may never, or for a long, long time again. Football's a weird game. Things change.
Yeah. I don't think you can look at next season and just assume everything will be the same. I mean, this might be unpopular, but Chelsea are going to be back next season, in my opinion. Like, they're only Pochettino away in a 4-3-3 from actually getting back into like the top half. They've got too much player quality. So I don't think you can really suspend the wait for Europe on a premise in the future. I think, no, you take... And I was gutted. I know I was having some debates with my friends about whether we wanted Brighton to lose to Southampton or not, because the idea that they come on the last day with nothing to play for might help us more. But I'm greedy. I wanted the Europa League shootout game.
I was just saying, when I thought Theo Walcott had equalised, I was like,
"Oh, bro, marginal."
I was like, "It's back on. It's back." And then, well, some people have their own opinion. They don't want Brighton on it, but I don't know. Sometimes teams, when they're not on it, they still play well. Sometimes they play better with less pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, especially the way Brighton players are. There might be more risk taking.
And fluid. Yeah, risk averse, isn't it? Like, they don't really care. I think that's risk averse. As in,
I think risk averse is like you're more cautious if you're risk averse.
The opposite of risk averse. That's it.
Yeah. They'll just be more like, okay, let's play this pass.
Confident and comfortable and playing in their own half, even more than they are already.
But someone did tell me that apparently statistically it is better for us if they have nothing to play for, apparently. So hopefully that is right. Hopefully that works in our favour.
Oh, who told you that? I want to know if we lose.
I might have been hearing whispers, man. I don't know.
Let me know. Right then. Any other things, bro? Shall we do a top 5 transfers for the summer? Because summer's nearly here. I think we signed Bubba a couple of days after.
It was a year ago today, bro.
A year ago. There you go, then. There you go. So, did the season finish earlier because World Cup was in winter or not?
I'm not sure, but the season finished
that why it was so
yesterday. The season finished a year ago yesterday.
Yeah, so they probably brought it a week forward because the World Cup was in, so they wanted to get back earlier.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that was what, a day after we signed Bubba.
Yeah.
So this time next week we could have signed a player already.
Yep.
Could have signed a player already. So go on then. Firstly, we'll do top 3 positions and then top 5 players. So top 3 positions for you.
For priority?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is a really interesting question and one that I've actually gone back and forth over the last 2-3 months because of new information, because of seeing certain performances that's made me think, okay, one being maybe Bailey's return, not convincing me as much as maybe I'd hoped.
Yeah.
So I think I will say now, right winger / what we calling it, centre forward that can play across the 4 maybe, is now the number 1 priority for Aston Villa. I think we need that 1v1 threat. We need someone there. So that will be my number 1 priority. Number 2 priority is right back.
Yeah.
I think Ashley Young, whether he's offered a 1-year deal as a coaching role, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he wants from his next years as a footballer. But I like Cash. I do think that will be good for Young to be around the club.
Yeah.
I like Cash. I think he's extremely limited going forward though. So I think right back.
Yeah, I don't know if Cash sometimes again he's a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Emery's convinced.
Yeah, I feel like there's better, but not saying Cash hasn't been good for us or had good games, but I do think there's better. And sometimes Emery, there was a point Cash was fit and Emery was still playing Ashley Young, which may, harbour a reason for that.
Yeah. Alan, the final position. Some may say striker. You know how I feel about that. I'm not actually convinced.
This is the big one. And this is the big one.
I mean, I'm not 100%.
I know what's coming.
We need. So I'm going to say centre back.
Yeah, I know.
Centre back, yeah. I can
Which
explain
some Villa
why.
fans might say, "What centre back? What do you
Yeah,
mean?"
yeah.
Mings and Cons have been amazing, which I agree with, but I think it's more the ball playing part, which I don't know. I think.
I mean, if we're using Emery's own words against him, he said he wants 2 players for each position.
Yeah.
So right now we've got Carlos, who picked up a recent injury. Unfortunately, we don't know how bad that impact injury is going to be at his age. Like, he might not be the same player. We don't know.
Is he
Do we?
30 years old now? Achilles
Right,
and
but
getting impact
it's
injuries.
tough, man.
It's so sad. It's so sad because, there was obviously a player there before he got
And Emery did rate him because he watched him at Seville. He knew how good he was.
Yeah.
So I'm not writing Carlos off, of course.
Yeah,
but
his passing abilities on another level, I think. Not saying Mings and Konza can't play because they've demonstrated they can, but I think Carlos is another level on the ball, which is one thing I say to all Villa fans. That's how we want to play. It's not just I'm saying a centre back can pass. You've seen how we want to play. We want to play through the lines with the ball, keep the ball at the back, and invite teams onto us. And
credit to us Villa fans. I think we've been so good at how accustomed we've become now to passing at the back. It's accepted at Villa Park.
That's a big difference. That's a huge difference because it took probably 4 games. Where some teams it might take longer, some teams it might take half a season.
I think we were going well.
We
were going well until Leicester at home, and that sent us back like a couple of games.
Half a season.
Like, hang on a minute, I can't put up with this anymore.
It was mad because I think we had all our mistakes for the rest of the season in 1 game.
Yeah,
I don't think we've really made too many more like massive critical errors that have led to goals. It just happened that 3 or 4 were made in 1 game.
And if you look at them now, we'd love to get that game back.
Oh, we'd slap them, we'd smash.
They're rubbish, they are.
Sorry, Dino, but we'd hand you a paste.
Yeah, sorry, Dino. Love you, Dino, but come on.
We would.
So yeah, bro, that's my 3 positions. I don't know what yours will be. If you
mine is similar. I think it's right back, centre back, and that inside forward channel. Maybe winger as well. But it's hard to. I'm going to say squad building, but obviously when you want to sign players, it's difficult because you want to improve on your starting 11. That should be the objective, and then you move players and then they rotate.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think that right mid side, but McGinn's been unreal since Emery's come in. I can't even deny it. I was one of the doubters. I thought it was over for him under Gerrard. I really did, and I kind of was blaming him more than Gerrard. But my eyes have been opened under Emery about John McGinn.
No, McGinn's a player, isn't he? He's a player. He can play. Yeah, he can play.
But yeah, that wouldn't hurt having another option, just so we can change it up. I think that that forward position, that 10, whatever it is, that hybrid, that's the huge one for me. If we can get someone who can link the play and offer close to 15, 20 GA.
Yeah, it has to be that kind of level of player.
If we want to go to the next level, Europa challenge for top 4, it has to be that level of player.
We need another way to score goals. It can't keep coming down the left with Moreno coming inside and then cutting it back. We need our right hand side to be more of a threat, I think.
Proactive for sure. And that's why we say right back, right mid. But right mid, that's one who's interchangeable with the front line as well. Yeah, McGinn can interchange with whatever, and then that position on the front line. Because the left-hand side does a lot of the attacking work. A lot.
Yeah. That is Emery's plan, isn't it, for his left back? It's almost like a fake left back to play, to occupy the spaces that a left winger would. So. Yeah.
And we're going to 3. But you still want the option of doing something on the right so we can change it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we lack that option big time.
People are going to spend summer working on how to deal with that left-hand side threat.
Exactly.
We need to be prepared for that.
Exactly. That's a fact.
Which Emery will be. Come on, it's Emery. Like, we know that he's so intense with the footage that he watches back. Like, he'll know this already, I think.
For sure. One thing from the game as well, I thought we played the high line superbly when we did play it high in the first half again. Yeah. That's a big thing for me because I was shitting it the first few games we started playing it. Liverpool at home being a big one because we just kept getting done. The crossfield ball from Trent and Robertson just kept doing us, but yeah, we held our own on the weekend, and it shows that the coaching is sinking into the players because we're holding it perfectly a lot of the majority of the time. It's very rare now that we have 2-1. not jinxing it for the weekend, touching wood here, but yeah.
They're learning. They're definitely learning. You can see progress, which is good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Right then, bro. Anything else? We'll do a Brighton preview.
I was going to ask, what would your names be?
Oh yeah, we did forget about that. That Pyle Torres link just
he's the dream. He's the dream.
That's the dream player for me in that position.
If we're gonna attack La Liga, he's Spanish. Like, you can't get much more secure than Pyle Torres.
I think it's Pyle Torres, the centre back. Right back is it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I don't know. I imagine Emery wants someone who's a bit more defensively inclined, but I don't know. Because the links just range from Denzel Dumfries to Juan Foyth, do you know what I mean? Just
it's like some mad scale.
And other right backs in between it. So
like every single right back that plays football fits in between them two players.
Yeah, literally, they're just opposite ends of the scale. So yeah, I don't know about right back. I'm not too sure. And then
there's Kyle Walker-Peters links there, aren't they? Who I thought was quite good against Brighton playing on the left.
Remember the Kyle Walker links?
I know, yeah.
That was the player. People turning their nose up on him, man.
I know, crazy.
Who do you think we are? Let's chill. Let's chill a little. Let's chill. That's a serious.
Run it back, man. That line move.
Trust me. Banger against Fulham. Screamer.
Yeah,
don't know if you remember that, bro.
I think barely just remember that one. Yeah.
Absolute screamer from outside the box.
Who for the right would you have?
I like the Nico Williams links, but he's raw again. I don't know. There's so many. I like the Ferran Torres links, but that seems like it was more of a Barca marker story than actual legitimate source.
Feels more like Asensio is the one that's popping up a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, Asensio, good player. Again, very injury prone Asensio, but I can't turn down Asensio. Asensio is a serious player, I think.
I do think young wingers though are probably the best way to go. More so
because you can nurture them and develop them.
Yeah, I think for the level that we're at, the squad building that we're at, I think it makes more sense. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but
I agree.
Yeremy Pino, we put together, didn't we? Yeremy Pino, we're impressed with him.
Yeremy Pino, I think it's a big deal. If there's any links to that, I think that's a great player.
Rafinha.
He
looks like Rafinha, doesn't he? He plays like Rafinha,
the Spanish Rafinha. If anyone's watched Yeremy Pino play properly, he plays like Rafinha used to, but obviously younger. Output's not, but he's great, but he's just below what Rafinha probably did in the Prem at the minute. But obviously getting the opportunity, Yeremy Pino, I think, is a great player. Then we've got the Kubus and the Kangin Lee sort of type of players, fantastic on the ball. Maybe the GA is not up there with it, but the ball progression, the dribbling, the style in that channel, they'd be great players to get in as well.
Yeah.
And the fees being quoted for Kangin Lee, I think that's a steal, to be honest.
100%.
In terms of age and profile for whoever gets him. I've seen him linked to Man United and stuff now.
Yeah. I think the Man United links have kind of woke people up a bit to the fact that yes, he is that good.
Yeah,
like we're talking about a player that's got so much potential. It's ridiculous.
Serious statistical numbers.
In maybe one of the worst teams in the league, balling every single day. I mean, it's crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, so one of those names coming to Villa, I'll be over the moon with. I'd be really good. Seeing a Danny Ceballos link, what are your thoughts on that type of signing? A free transfer? Do you see that as a squad? Bulker?
I think either Lasalso or Ceballos to be brought in to start. I think they'd be Emery's guys, and I think Emery would put them above Buendia.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I've got quite a different opinion on that. I'd like a younger, more. I don't know. I like, how I like Alex Scott.
Yeah,
I like that idea of that kind of signing.
Because there's going to be clubs circling for Alex Scott. We laugh, but there's big names coming in for Grealish at that time who was probably the similar age, maybe a few years older.
Yeah.
But you remember the Spurs on him such 5 mil. Was it on him 3 or 4? On him 5 for Grealish? That was when we were nearly going under. It's probably similar age.
Ceballos would be a great addition. Yeah, I think he's got really nice progressive stats.
I've read some things from Madrid fandom. They actually rate him.
Yeah, they do like him.
His Arsenal period was kind of tainted, and again, coming back to the league, he may have learnt a few things which Emery seems to have done since he's come back.
Hopefully, yeah. Because I did read he was homesick when he came. Like he wanted to leave like straight after. I remember reading.
Yeah.
He was a bit
Similar to Ferran Torres, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, Ceballos will be interesting. I'm not too keen on Lasal, so I'm not really sure about that one. I don't know how like your followers would feel about him.
Yeah.
Or how you feel about him, but I just think it's almost like an opportunity cost kind of thing. Like there's so many ballers as 10s in this current period. Like he's like a pick and mix. To go for Lasal, he's 27. He's already older than Buendia. I'm not sure. I'm too crazy about that.
I agree, especially from a team who you're competing against who don't want him. I don't know.
Yeah,
trust Unai, but that seems a bit. I don't know.
It's his guy, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So, and he's done. I wouldn't say wonders, but he's worked in that system. Maybe output's not been wonderful, but he's worked in that system, and they've got far playing in that system with him in it. So, yeah, Lasal is an interesting one. It is. But yeah, there'll be plenty of rumours this summer. There's already been loads, and
it's going to be crazy. Isn't
it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous. Yeah. Hopefully, we really improve it and go for it. Be interesting to see the people returning on load, who goes, who stays.
I think we've also got like secondary positions to attack, like backup left back. Digne, we did touch on him playing well, but I still would like to see him moved on.
Yeah,
for someone else. Backup goalkeeper.
Backup goalkeeper is huge.
And one more midfielder, maybe another midfielder.
Yeah, I think another centre mid comes in minimum.
Yeah,
minimum.
If Sanson's been moved on, if Nakamba's been moved on, yeah, I think centre midfielder. With Ira Boone being injured as well, we don't know how long he's going to be out for.
Yeah,
he had surgery, so he might not be ready for pre-season. So
yeah, there's a few Ramsey's going to have surgery.
Cocu is the one that I like, man. I like Cocu or
Cocu.
I think he'd be a class.
I think he's class the profile. I said he's a mini Bruno for me, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
the way he plays from what I've seen at Feyenoord, I think he'd be a quality signing. But a lot of big clubs in for him. You've seen the Ugarte links, and that's
I know,
which
is considering we got the guy that's in my profile picture. It's interesting, like
mental. What
he's going to
if there's any legitimacy behind that? Does that mean Kamara goes centre back, maybe, or
it's interesting to think
style?
Does Dougie go further?
Yeah.
Does Dougie go further forward? Like
that's it. Does Dougie play in that 10 role?
Yeah. It's interesting because Ugarte is such a wonderful player. Like he's so good at winning the ball back. He's an insane athlete. He can pass a ball to a good standard. Some of his passes are a bit backwards.
We'd be very press resistant with them two in the middle.
We'd have one of the best midfielders. We'd have one of the best midfielders in the league. Like no,
I don't think we're far off anyway. I don't think we dominated Liverpool midfield. I don't think a Liverpool fan could honestly say their midfield's better than ours. Player for player, I don't think they could.
I think that's why they're targeting like McAllister and Mason Mount, and then you want Caicedo and
Well, I think Spurs midfield, I think we're better. There's a lot of those teams around us. I think we have a better midfield than.
It is definitely our most.
It's mad, isn't it? Last season, we'd say it's one of the worst. It's gone to our strength. And it revolutionised it. And even if you put the four, McGinn's playing, Ramsey, Luiz, Kamara, that's combative.
Yeah, we've got talent
on the ball, finishers, assists. I think that's serious. That midfield's serious.
Serious talent.
Yeah. Right, bro. I think we're coming to the end of it. Thanks everyone for joining and watching. Again, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's been I had a great time chatting to my bro on this. We've been here for an hour and nearly 20 minutes. More content will be coming. We'll do a preview for the Brighton game. Might be me, my bro might be joining me, but we'll see. And then we'll do a review of that, hopefully being in the Conference League come the end of Sunday after. It's a 4:30 kickoff, is it? So come 6:30. We shall be in the Europa Conference League. See ya, bro. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man. I enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure, man. I've loved spending time talking all things Villa with you, and we'll do it more often, that's for sure. Any last words? Any thoughts you want to say before we go?
Just up the Villa, man. Come on. one of the biggest games in our recent history is Sunday. So yeah, let's just win.
I think
We know we
the
can do it.
atmosphere will be buzzing. I've seen bare people trying to get tickets on socials and stuff. I think you're going to find it hard, to be honest.
Yeah.
Atmosphere will be electric. Shout out
We can do
Project
it.
B6. I hope this do something again to get the, get the atmosphere up in the ground, whether it's be displays or whatever. Really get it bouncing, because it was bouncing for Newcastle, and then for the Spurs game as well. It was really bouncing in the hole. So yeah, man. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it. I think we do. I think we beat Brighton. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm confident we can beat anyone at Villa Park on a one-off.
Same. And even then, I still think Leeds might have something cooking for Spurs, and City got Brentford. So even though I don't want it to go to that, I feel like there's a good chance we get it anyway. But yeah. Cheers, bro. Anyway, thanks for coming on, man. And yeah, guys, again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's been great. Thanks for people interacting as well. And yeah, up the Villa, and Europa Conference League's coming. Up the Villa.